Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. RAFAEL DEVERS leaving the Bay Area and suddenly showing up in pinstripes has turned into the kind of whispered storm that sports fans love to pick apart. And honestly, if you were anywhere near a baseball conversation in the last 24 hours, you probably heard someone drop this rumor like it was forbidden treasure. The whole thing feels surreal, almost like the baseball universe woke up and decided to flip the script just to watch everybody scramble for explanations. One moment the talk was about how comfortably Devers had settled into West Coast vibes, how he seemed to enjoy the mellow tempo mixed with competitive fire. And then out of nowhere, you hear that the Yankees, yes, the Yankees, are the ones rolling out a stage, lights blazing, ready to introduce him like a Marvel hero stepping into the franchise. It's the kind of plot twist that doesn't ask for permission. It just arrives, loud and unapologetic. And nobody, absolutely nobody, had this on their bingo card because everyone assumed the Bay Area would fight tooth and nail to keep their slugger grounded, rooted, committed to staying where his swing had become part of the soundtrack of the season. What's wild is that everyone's acting like they saw it coming when, truthfully, the shockwaves are still bouncing around the league. Executives pretending to shrug, analysts trying to sound composed, rival fans flipping between denial and panic. It's chaos wrapped in forced calm. You know that moment when a YouTuber drops a surprise video at 2 a.m. and suddenly the internet explodes with theories before the thumbnail even loads? That's exactly the vibe here. People are talking about how the Yankees must have been plotting this for months, how they supposedly slid into negotiations with that signature New York aggression, the kind that says, if we want him, we're getting him. And even though nobody has the full story, everybody's acting like insiders, whispering about late-night meetings, private jets, cryptic social posts, and agents who suddenly pretended to be hard to reach. It's an unfolding drama where every fragment of information, no matter how small or suspicious, gets stretched into a headline. And then came the presentation, which honestly felt more like a concert reveal than a baseball introduction. Picture a stage drenched in bright white and navy lights, cameras swarming, fans pressing against barricades hoping to catch that first glimpse of Devers stepping out in those iconic pinstripes. It didn't matter that it's all still swirling in rumor territory. The energy felt real enough to make people question what was confirmed and what was pure imagination. The buzz around the event traveled faster than the actual details, creating this collective moment where no one cared about official press releases. They just wanted the thrill of believing that Devers was actually turning the Bronx into his new home. For a player known for his easy smile and casual confidence, the idea of him standing under that huge Yankees banner sent shockwaves, especially because it represented more than a team change. It felt like a complete shift in narrative, a new chapter opening with a noise loud enough to drown out doubts and rewrite expectations for an entire season before it even begins. Some people swear they caught a glimpse of nerves on his face, like this was bigger than any home run he'd ever crushed. But others insist he looked like he was born for that kind of spotlight, perfectly comfortable, even amused by the magnitude of it all. And that's where the rumor mill really started grinding, because as soon as someone mentioned his expression, as soon as someone claimed he winked at the crowd or nodded like he had something to prove, the takes multiplied like wildfire. Fans began dissecting imaginary micro-gestures, zooming into grainy screenshots, debating whether Devers seemed relieved to leave the Bay Area or whether he just wanted a fresh challenge. That's the beauty of baseball drama. Nobody needs facts to feel invested. People build entire narratives out of shadows and half-glimpses, out of camera flashes and shaky fan videos, as if every pixel contains a secret message waiting to be uncovered. The bigger conversation, though, is about what this means for the power balance in the league. The Yankees didn't just pull off a surprising acquisition. They allegedly made a statement, loud enough for rivals to choke on. And if this rumor carries even a fraction of truth, the East Coast already feels different. You can practically hear the buzz inside clubhouses where managers are pretending not to care while mentally rearranging pitching strategies months in advance. Meanwhile, Bay Area fans are still trying to wrap their heads around the idea that Devers could walk away from a place where he built such strong fan loyalty. And that's where emotions start spilling into the conversation. Disappointment, betrayal, confusion, hope. A storm of reactions that turns the rumor into something bigger than baseball. Something personal, something symbolic, something that pushes people to pick sides and argue about loyalty versus ambition. The whispers got even louder when insiders, real or self-appointed, began claiming they knew the final piece that pushed Devers toward New York. The promise of building a team around him, a fresh offensive core with his name written all over it. According to some, he didn't just want to swing for a contender. He wanted a place where his presence would define the lineup, not just complement it. And what better franchise to offer that spotlight than the Yankees, who've always loved crafting narratives around superstars. The Bay Area supposedly tried to counter with comfort, with long-term familiarity, with the promise of stability. But sometimes a player doesn't want comfort. He wants noise, challenge, the pressure of performing for fans who expect fireworks every night. And honestly, if that was the deciding factor, it makes the entire rumor feel even more epic. Nobody expected the emotional fallout to spread this fast, but the baseball world can't help itself when a storyline this dramatic drops into its lap. Fans from the Bay Area feel like they just got hit with a plot twist from a show they've been watching for years, and suddenly the main character walks off stage without a goodbye episode. They're replaying imagined conversations, pitching hypothetical contract offers, asking each other what could have possibly changed so drastically. Meanwhile, Yankee fans are already hyping up lineup projections, talking about how Devers could be the final piece that reignites a dynasty, getting ahead of reality like they always do whenever a star's name even brushes against the Bronx. The emotional tension creates this electric contrast, one side mourning, the other celebrating, both unsure whether they should trust the information, but too invested to step back. It's the kind of sports drama that feels bigger than the field itself, the kind that fills hours of live streams and podcasts without ever needing confirmation. And the more people talk, the more the rumor grows legs. Now, the narrative isn't just Devers joins the Yankees. It's being embellished like a campfire story that keeps getting spicier every time someone retells it. Some swear he took a secret tour of Yankee Stadium weeks ago. Others claim he'd already rented an apartment overlooking the city skyline. A few even insist the Bay Area front office knew about his departure way in advance, but kept quiet to avoid fan backlash. None of this is verified. None of it even needs to be. Because rumors thrive on imagination, and this one has enough fuel to burn for months. Every whisper becomes a quote. Every speculative comment becomes a theory. And before you know it, the entire baseball community is speaking about the situation like it's carved in stone, even though every detail is stitched together from hopes, fears, and exaggerations. On the Yankee side of the equation, the buzz has turned into borderline celebration. Fans are acting like they've already seen him crush a ball into the second deck, like they can visualize the home run trot, slow and smooth under the stadium lights. And the team supporters are uniquely skilled at turning potential into certainty, inflating anticipation until it becomes its own kind of reality. They don't need confirmation. They just need the excitement of imagining Devers slotted into the heart of that lineup, swinging with the confidence of someone who knows the entire stadium is waiting for fireworks. They're already planning chants, designing mock jerseys, and debating whether he'll become an instant fan favorite or whether he'll need a signature moment first. The rumor has transformed from mere speculation into a fantasy that both entertains and energizes a fan base always hungry for something big. Back in the Bay Area, however, the mood is drastically different. Fans are stunned, replaying every moment of his last season like detectives searching for hidden clues they might have missed. Was he quieter than usual? Did he linger too long during that last walk-off celebration? Did his smile look different, like maybe he already knew something the crowd didn't? It's emotional detective work, built on sentiment rather than facts. But that's what happens when a beloved player becomes the center of a departure narrative. Some fans are angry, accusing him of chasing the spotlight. Others insist he deserves a fresh chapter and that holding him back would have been unfair. But underneath all the opinions lies the same stinging realization. If the rumor is true, a piece of their baseball identity is shifting east, and that's never an easy change to swallow. As for Devers himself, well, the rumor mill is painting him as everything from a quiet mastermind to a reluctant superstar caught in the crossfire of negotiations. Some insist he orchestrated the move carefully, choosing the Yankees because he wanted the intensity, the challenge, the weight of the spotlight. Others think he was simply swept up by an offer too massive, too enticing, too impossible to ignore. And then there are those who believe he didn't want to leave at all, that circumstances pushed him, that promises weren't kept, that the Bay Area ultimately couldn't match the ambition he carried in his chest. Every angle becomes a new story. Every guess becomes a new truth waiting to be debated. And that's the beauty of rumors. They create endless possibilities, allowing fans to pick the version that fits their emotions. In the end, the entire baseball world is stuck in this uniquely addictive moment where the line between truth and rumor blurs just enough to keep everyone on the edge of their seats. Whether Devers actually steps onto the field in Yankees pinstripes, or whether this all dissolves into nothing more than an elaborate what-if scenario, the buzz has already achieved something powerful. It has reminded everyone why sports stories matter. Not just the games, not just the stats, but the narratives that swirl around the players we follow, admire, critique, and emotionally invest in. It's the kind of storyline that keeps fans refreshing feeds, debating in comment sections, and tuning into streams just to hear another theory. Because sometimes the rumor is almost as thrilling as the truth, and in this case, it might even be better. The third wave of this rumor storm hit like a sudden gust that nobody felt prepared for, stirring up conversations that were already running wild across every corner of the baseball world. By now, the speculation surrounding RAFAEL Devers and the Yankees has become its own living organism, pulsing with new theories every minute, fed by fans who refuse to let the excitement die down. And just when people thought the conversation might finally settle, new whispers started suggesting that Devers wasn't just arriving as a marquee slugger. He was coming with influence, with weight, with expectations that could reshape the entire Yankees clubhouse culture. That idea alone was enough to restart debates, spark arguments, and fill comment sections with essays disguised as casual opinions. Some claim the front office promised him a role larger than just star hitter, something more like a foundational voice for the next era. Others believe this is all exaggerated noise meant to elevate the narrative. But in a rumor-driven world, exaggeration is half the fun, and fans are clinging to every scrap of speculation like it's a leaked scouting report waiting to be decoded. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. The real twist emerging from these whispers is that Devers might have played a larger strategic game than anyone first imagined. According to the newest round of speculation, some insiders insist he held quiet conversations with players he trusted, gathering insight, feeling out the dynamics, making sure that if he was going to leave the Bay Area, it had to be for something more meaningful than just a bigger paycheck. People are spinning this into a story where Devers orchestrated the move, like a chess player carefully advancing his pieces until the timing was perfect. And because baseball fans love to believe their favorite stars think 10 steps ahead, the theory gained momentum instantly. Some say he wanted to ensure he'd land somewhere that valued intensity, competitiveness, and long-term vision. Others believe he was looking for a market where his presence could echo louder, stretching beyond the outfield walls. Whatever the reason, the rumor has transformed him into a strategist, someone crafting his destiny rather than stumbling into opportunity. Meanwhile, the Yankees' existing roster has become part of the rumor circuit, with fans trying to guess who's thrilled, who's nervous, and who might suddenly feel like they're playing for their spot. Imaginary locker room reactions are being crafted with the same passion as post-game breakdowns, as if every player has already written a public response speech in private. Some speculate that veterans are excited, eager to see how Devers' energy might electrify the lineup. Others claim that a few players might feel overshadowed, their roles drifting into uncertainty. No one knows if any of this is true, but the whispers spread because they're compelling, because they add drama to a storyline that already feels like something written for a cinematic trailer. The idea of personalities clashing or aligning only fuels the anticipation, making fans wonder if Devers' presence could flip the team into a dominant force or spark a new internal rivalry that nobody saw coming. And just like that, the clubhouse itself becomes a stage in this unfolding rumor-fueled saga. Back in the Bay Area, though, the narrative has shifted into something almost poetic, a reflection of what it means to watch a star possibly slip away into another universe. Fans are retelling stories of Devers like folklore, recalling moments when his bat turned games around, when his smile lifted spirits, when his presence felt like a guarantee that greatness could strike at any moment. These aren't just highlights, they're emotional artifacts. And because rumors naturally inflate emotions, some fans have begun interpreting every detail of his past behavior under a new lens, wondering if there were signs of restlessness they missed, moments where he seemed distant, hints buried beneath the routine movements of a long season. People are sentimental creatures, and in the absence of clarity, they fill gaps with heartache, nostalgia, and what-ifs. The Bay Area conversation has become less about baseball logistics and more about the feeling of losing someone who shaped an era, even if the loss isn't officially confirmed. It's the emotional side of sports fandom, the part that rumor cycles amplify until it becomes its own kind of truth. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.